Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. There's Burn Together from Kurt-Deimer here on Rock and Metal Revival, and Kurt is going to be out heading out on the road with Yngwie Malmsteen real soon, but today he's hanging out with us here on Rock and Metal Revival. Welcome to the Revival, Kurt.
Thank you, brother. What's up, everybody? Glad. I'm very happy to be here with you, man.
It's good to have you on the show, and well, I tell you what, I've got a chance to listen to your EP, man, and I'm just loving it. Some good stuff on there. What's going to be the release date on the EP?
Well, actually, man, the EP came out November, so you can stream it everywhere on Spotify, Apple, wherever you stream music, and we supported it towards the end. It came out kind of towards the end of the Jeff Tate run. And now we're going to go back out in support of Work Hard, Rock Hard, which is the name of the EP, and continue to introduce it to all the new fans we're making all around wherever we play. So we're pretty stoked to get back out in support of that album.
Well, I was going to say, we just played Burn Together, and you said you're out on tour with Jeff Tate. Is that how he became involved in that song and video?
Yeah, last summer, my management, we were getting ready to, strategize how we wanted to put out the EP, Work Hard, Rock Hard, and one of my managers is a big Queensryche fan and was friends with the Tates. So next thing I know, I'm out in L.A. and having dinner with Jeff and his wife and his guitar player and my management, and we talk about tour, going at direct support for him, which we did last fall. That tour's now over, but we went on about a 44-show run, if you will, over September till November. And when we were meeting in L.A., we also decided that we wanted to have Jeff on, and he was gracious enough to guest vocal on one of the songs on the EP. And I picked Burn Together because I felt like I wanted a song with a lot of emotion that would blend my voice with his voice, because we have two different type styles of rock voices. And I just felt that would be the most appropriate. And then the next thing we know, we're shooting a music video for it out in the desert. And it was very surreal, man, to be working with such a legend like that.
I bet it was.
Yeah, I go from seeing him play Silent Lucidity on MTV with a symphony, it blew me away back in the day, and now here I am, and we're friends, and we did this big tour together, and he really gave me his full support, which I really appreciate as I'm making my way through the music business. So.
Yeah, that is very cool. Now, you're also working with Phil X, and for those who don't know in our audience, Bon Jovi recruited him to take over for Richie Sambora when he left. How did you come to work with Phil X?
Well, when I got back into music around 2018, when I realized I wanted to do this again, I had kind of given it up at a young age and said if I can ever do it right, I'll get back in it. And so I got back into it in 18, and I put a demo together. I was shooting a lot of film down in Alabama, and I met my original writing partner, Ben Trexel, down in Birmingham, and we had a demo, which was under a different name, and I brought it out to L.A. Towards the end of 19, beginning of 2020. And when COVID hit, I was looking to remix this demo, because I was very proud of it, and it was really the one that kind of launched me and to get noticed out here in L.A. And I had hired with my old manager, Chris Lord-Alge, to remix that for me. And Chris heard my demo and not only mixed it for me, but took me under his wing and wanted to help develop me as an artist. So and now we're like best friends, and it was such a blessing, man, to have somebody as big as Chris Lord-Alge have your back in this business is huge. So Ben and I wanted to do is have a cigar cover that I had as part of the repertoire, if you will. And Chris said, let me show you what I can do with you on Have a Cigar with the way you would do it, your voice. And I'm going to bring in some members of the CLA band, session musicians to do the guitars and stuff. And I heard this guitar solo that he put on this Have a Cigar that I do in my voice, and it just blew me away, man. I got chills and shivers. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And he told me it's Phil X. So next thing I know, Phil X and I are meeting together for the first time and shooting that music video that's out on YouTube for Have a Cigar. That's the first day we met, and we became really good friends, and we started writing together. And a lot of the things you'll hear on the Work Hard, Rock Hard EP and so many other tunes we haven't even put out yet, Phil and I have written with Chris Lord-Alge. So we're like a trio writing team. And I called Phil and I just said, April last year, and I said, man, I can't perform our songs without you by my side because we're going to blow this up together. And Phil, thank God, said, yeah, I want to do this with you, man. And we just worked around his Bon Jovi schedule. And I said, if you're with Bon Jovi on tour, I'll shoot, a movie, whatever. I've got other projects that I'm working on, and rest is history. Here we are, man.
That's awesome. Now, you're out on the road with Jeff Tate on that, you said, like a 40-city run. Who's in your touring band? Are you going to have the same touring band when you come out with Malmsteen that you did with Jeff Tate?
Yes, I'm a big believer. Back when I used to go see the big bands at the arenas back in the, late 70s, 80s, I really enjoyed the bands where it was always the same guys. I don't want to be Kurt-Deimer and then a bunch of session musicians. Not that that's not the way a lot of people do it, and not that that's the wrong way, but I really enjoyed seeing Boston, and it was the same guys back in the day, or AC/DC, or Triumph, or any of that, Cheap Trick. And I'm a big believer in that. So, yeah, it'll be the same guys. I have Christian Sturba on the bass, Michael Vassos on the other guitar and vocals, and Dango is my drummer, and Phil X, and that's the way we will always tour. And we're a family. We all get along very well, and we're building a fellowship, and we have that together. And if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. And I have no intentions of doing that. So.
Amen to that. Now, you've got a pretty big gig coming up April 24th at the Rainbow, a 50th anniversary party. Tell us how you got locked up with. That's an amazing lineup.
Well, my early management, when I first got out to L.A., they said, you got to go visit the Rainbow. I'd never been to the Rainbow before, and I'll go there now every so often because I'm in L.A. quite a bit. So I've gotten to know a lot of people there, and I'm friends with the owner. My manager's really good friends with the owner, and the owner's a big fan of my band and what I do and my vibe. And we did a whiskey show last November with Jeff Tate, and just blew it off the charts. Got great footage that we'll have coming out of that whole show. And so when the Rainbow 50th came up, they asked if we wanted to come back out and be part of that lineup. And why would I say no to a 50th Rainbow anniversary show, man? It's another surreal moment in my career so far. So I'm very proud that I'm in honor to honor the 50 years that the Rainbow's been around.
That is such a cool gig. When I saw that, I'm thinking, man, that's almost for a guy from Wisconsin about taking a trip out to L.A. because that lineup is crazy. Eddie Trunk will be out there. You've got Steel Panther, Stephen Piercy, Orgy, and you guys are out there. What a great lineup.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be in the back parking lot back there, and I highly recommend. If you want to make a trip to LA, that'd be the weekend to do it, man.
And then you're coming into our area of the woods when you come out on the road with Yngwie Malmsteen. You're going to be at the Arcada Theater coming up in May in St. Charles, Illinois. How did you get lined up with Yngwie? Those tours are usually pretty awesome. I mean, that's a great show.
Well, the story behind doing direct support for Yngwie is I was on the Shiprock cruise in January. I was invited to perform with the Stowaways. So I performed a couple nights on that cruise, and while I was on that cruise performing, I got an instant message from his booking agent on Facebook, of all places, because they had remembered when I toured, before the Kurt-Deimer thing came together.
Mm-hmm.
It knew my vibe and what I was all about, and they actually approached me. I passed it on to my management. We got off the cruise ship, and they worked it out, and here we are going out with Yngwie. So that's how that went down.
That's
and
very.
We're working on more tours for after that. So
that is so cool that you're going out. You went out with Jeff Tate. You went out with Yngwie. You know, when you first started this whole thing, did you think that you'd be out touring with rock legends like that? I mean, Tate and Malmsteen are legends in the rock community.
No, I honestly no. Because when I got back into it, you hear all the. I've started other companies in my life, and I've always had people tell me you can't do this, you can't do that, and they're like, you think you can have a band? There's so many bands out there. No, I go, well, I think at this point in my life, I've done enough in the business world that I'm got a brain for business, and I'll figure out how to do it. And just tell me I can't do it over and over, that's fine with me, because that makes me try even harder. And man, it's crazy. I mean, I often, if I think too much about it, it could really overwhelm you, but I don't. I just say I'm working hard and I'm getting noticed, and I'm very blessed to have people like Yngwie and Jeff support me and give me the opportunity to share my music like somebody did back in the past for them.
That's outstanding. And now you said your EP came out in November. Kurt, are you a guy that writes all the time, and you've got like just song after song after song sitting there, and you're waiting to do the next project? I mean, I know it was just November, but I've talked to a lot of artists, like they put out a project and they're already looking at the next one.
Yeah, no, I'm out in LA right now as we speak, and I'm getting ready to head to the studio to mix LA, and going to lay down 2 more songs today, my vocals. And we've probably got at least 3 more original EPs just sitting, waiting in the wings. We've got some really killer other cover tunes kind of in the vein like we did Have a Cigar, but we don't ever do a cover like the band. We honor and respect the band and the art of their song, and then we interpret it our way. So we've got that. I've got a movie coming out with a soundtrack that'll have 8 of our tunes in it, along with Drowning Pool and the Y Store. So we've got a lot of music just sitting to come out. It's so hard to pick and choose what to put out, but I've got to rely on the powers that be, the management and my team, to make the right decisions. And there's probably a big single coming out here pretty soon before this tour, but I can't really say much about that yet, but look for it. It's coming.
All right. I totally understand that. Well, we're really looking forward to you coming to our area with Yngwie Malmsteen, like I said, in May. And my co-host couldn't be here today, but he had one question for you. He wanted to know, is there any track on your EP that you look back on right now and think, you know what, that could have been a big hit if I'd have thrown some cowbell on there?
Oh my God! I'm throwing cowbell. Where did that come from? Great question, though. Let's see. What would be the carry? Probably. Only time will tell.
Well, there you go.
That might have been nice with some cowbell on it. You throw that cowbell, I think it would have taken it to the top of the charts.
According to my co-host, he says everything is better with cowbell. So he wanted me to ask you that question. Well,
yeah, only time will tell would be my one. I'd insert the cowbell on.
All right. Well, Kurt, we appreciate you stopping by and talking to us today on Rock and Metal Revival. And we're going to play Have a Cigar out of here. And Kurt, we wish you all the success and safe travels, and we'll see you out on the road real soon.
Hey, thank you so much. And I really, really appreciate you having me on. And thank you to everybody out there. Spread the word. We're coming, and we're not stopping until we're done.